Another large issue down in Florida, you've got Ron DeSantis, who created this let's go after black people who vote unit. He created a police agency in the state of Florida specifically to go after ex-felons who might have voted. It turns out, and he arrested 19 of them, most of them, vast majority of them black, and released the photos of the black ones that the black people that he found who had, quote, voted illegally. All of them, it turns out, or the vast majority of them anyway, this was 19 or 20 people, all of them were told by Florida officials, this was, after the state held a statewide referendum on whether ex-felons should be allowed to vote, and the people of the state said yes, they should, and then the Florida legislature got into the act and said, well, we're going to tweak that. Now you got to pay off your fines first, and you got to jump through these hoops, and you got to fill out this paperwork, and blah, 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 to make it hard for people to vote. And then a number of these people were actually told by, they get the driver's license or they call the Secretary of State's office, hey, I'm out of prison. I understand that the citizens of Florida said I should be able to vote. I'd love to vote. I'd like to, return to normal life and have it part of my civic duty. This one article over at Daily Kos talks about this one guy who got out of jail back in 1999. I mean, he's been a good citizen for 23 years now. And he just got arrested. He was in his front yard washing his car, and then DeSantis' police show up and say, okay, buddy, off to jail with you. You're illegally voting. And he's like, they told me to do this. They told me to fill out the forms. They told me it was okay. And this is just wrong. All this is a naked attempt on the part of Ron DeSantis in his desperate effort to want to become president. And hopefully Charlie Crist will knock him off his little pedestal this fall. But this is nothing more than Ron DeSantis trying to terrify, basically, the black population of Florida, which is substantial, into not voting. Trying to convince black people in Florida that if they do vote, there's a very good chance that they're going to end up in jail. And he's running this for all it's worth, and you got Republicans who are behind him. He's using millions and millions of dollars of Florida tax dollars to run this scam, this operation, against the will of the majority of Floridians. And yet somehow he thinks this is going to help him win the election. He is not doing this. He's not putting black voters in jail because he's trying to get more Republican votes, although it may help slightly. He's doing it to try to scare the hell out of black people. This is called voter suppression, naked voter suppression. And frankly, I think if it's not legally criminal, it is morally criminal. It is the antithesis of what you want to have in a democracy, where the whole idea of demos, of democracy, is the will of the people. The first three words of the Constitution, we the people. The Declaration, by the consent of the governed.